Thanks to EA for providing me a code for these two kits. My opinions are my own. It still only feels like a couple weeks ago we got the Greenhouse and Basement Treasures kits, but already we got another couple of them. So this time we got actually one Create-A-Sim kit and one build, so thank goodness we're getting some Create-A-Sim mixed in there again. We got Grunge Revival for Create-A-Sim and Book Nook for build. You can probably already guess which of the two I prefer, but I actually ended up liking both of these kits, which is a bit shocking to me. So let's get into the Grunge Revival Create-A-Sim kit first, which is inspired by 90s grunge fashion. It is actually pretty gender neutral for the most part. There's only, I think, one or two items that are under the feminine tag but not masculine. But otherwise, yeah, you have pretty much the same items for both, so for the most part you are going to see them on a feminine frame in this video. Starting off with the accessories, we have a new beanie. It is a little strange how high it sits on the head, but there are other hats in the game like this. Then we also have a pair of glasses, which don't really scream grunge to me, but I still like them. And then we have a set of necklaces. There's even a lock on the middle one, which is kind of interesting. Another noteworthy addition is the set of chipped nails. There is a new pair of leggings with some scribbles on them, but there are some plain swatches to choose from as well. We also got a scrunchie, which I find pretty hilarious because I keep thinking of that Visco Girl meme from a few years ago. Lastly, we have this key earring. It's just on one ear, not both of them, but I think it is a pretty interesting style. Moving on to tops, we have a crop tank top, which is, yeah, pretty similar to what we have, though there is the bra poking out just a little bit on the sides. That makes it a little more unique. Then we have this t-shirt with a knot underneath, unlike the Backyard Stuff one, which is over top. Then this baggy hoodie, yeah, that design on the back probably is going to be taken as a hint of bands, but still really cool. I just wish that the pockets in the front didn't look so flat. Next up is more baggy clothing, but as a sweater. I love the writing on the sleeves on some of the swatches. This is probably one of the most interesting items to me in this whole kit, with the sort of like half-torn design. Even the more plain ones do have a two-tone look going for them. Then we have this flannel shirt with the shirt underneath, which I love. This is another one of my favorite items, especially the swatches with the lighthouse on the shirt. And then we have this, I think it's just a crochet top, and the checkered patterns are quite interesting. Then we have this jacket right here, which, yeah, I've seen people make comparisons to werewolves, and this feels like an item that would have been in that game pack. But at least for the most part, the items don't feel like super similar. But yeah, this shirt though, it does kind of feel like something we already have in the base game, especially the planar swatches. I'm also just showing these two swatches again because this grilled cheese art, I'm sure I've seen that somewhere in The Sims 2, I just can't remember where. Moving on to bottoms, we have the shorter shorts with scribbles on them, but some planar swatches too. Then we got some torn jeans with a belt where it is hanging loose for a bit of it. Then we have these plaid pants in a variety of different colors, and another pair of longer shorts this time. I do like the little tree logo that can be seen on the back, adds a little more detail to the whole piece and makes it stand out more. There's just one full body outfit to this sweater dress. Interesting, there is a backpack fused to the back of it, so it could be especially handy if you are having a teenager wearing it and they're going to school, or maybe just like going on a trip somewhere. In addition, we have two pairs of shoes, and this one I don't like as much as the other one, but I do like, yeah, some of the ones with more scribbles on them makes them look more punk rock, I suppose. But these ones definitely remind me of Vans skater shoes, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure I've had that as CC before, but it is nice to have something like that officially in the game. Finally, we have a couple of tattoos that go on the arm, and I just so wish we had pack filters for these. They do show with the icons in the catalog, but no filter. But as for the tattoos themselves, yeah, I guess they're fine. I don't really have any complaints about them, but they don't stand out to me all that much. Like I said earlier, masculine is pretty much the same catalog as feminine, so I just chose to show off a few items just so if you're curious to see how they fit on the masculine frame. But overall, I love this kit! This is easily one of my favorites ever, and actually really the recent Create-A-Sim kits have all been pretty good. Moonlight Chic, First Fits, Symptomates. I've used that one a lot, and now this one I think I'm going to use a lot too. I was kind of hoping we would get a style like this in a kit, and the Goth kit probably won that community vote too, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully we get a swimwear Create a Sim kit next quarter. Now to wind things down a bit with something more chill, which is the Book Nook kit. This one is mostly pretty self-explanatory. It's to help you create nooks to put books in them. So we do have some comfy looking chairs and couches, a couple of lamps, one is a standing lamp and one is a table lamp, and some assorted clutter pieces including a little book house thing, a couple of crates, a tray with a coffee mug and a book on it, a plant and a candle that are one object and works off the grid, a pile of books which can actually be stacked really high, as high as you want it seems. There's also a bookend that functions as a bookshelf, and a painting, a new wallpaper, a painting with various designs on it, and last but not least, modular bookshelves. I'll show how those work in a bit. Overall nice for a modern, but still pretty cozy look, and I think the swatches are pretty nice on these objects. I like how in one of the baskets, there's books that actually match up perfectly with the poster with some of the swatches there. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention there is a rug that you'll see in a bit too that does come in a few colors, but it's obviously meant to be more plain, which is good. I guess we could always use some more plain rugs. I wish the plant and the candle were separate objects. It's so annoying how they keep doing that, not just with kits, but with packs in general. I think it is just because the item limit is so restrictive, and it really shouldn't be. But yeah, that's a thing. The wallpaper I'm curious to hear all your thoughts on because, I mean, I think it looks pretty nice and we could always use more wallpapers in general. I feel like we are pretty lacking in them, but I'm not sure really how they are in comparison to other wallpapers we have in the game. And there is the modular bookshelves that come in various heights. And it is quite interesting just trying to stack them on each other and kind of also use them to frame certain objects like windows or paintings. Oh yeah, and there is the painting with the various designs. See, yeah, they're just like the one in the emptier basket with the books. But yeah, the modular bookshelves, I'm pretty sure we don't have any of these in the game yet, so this kit does stand out a bit more in that way. Not in terms of gameplay exactly, but still a different sort of functionality. So you can see I am trying to frame that painting there in the bookshelves, but I struggle a little bit to have them snap to each other. I don't know if it's just because I'm not that experienced with building, but I got it eventually. What I find a little strange with these modular bookshelves is I assumed all of them were going to be functional bookshelves, but the shorter ones that don't have as many books in them, they're just decorative, though you could theoretically place the bookend in there and then it could be sort of like a functional bookshelf. But yeah, it's just nothing happens when you click on those. But then the taller ones, yeah, they already function as bookshelves by themselves, but there is room to place stuff inside them too. The modular bookshelves can have objects placed on top of them if there is room, like I did with the alleged stack of books. I'm a little concerned for the person who wrote the description of this one. The name and description of the fused plant and candle is pretty funny though, I will give them that. One thing I am a little unsure of though is how to make these modular bookshelves work around corners and not just simply straight along the wall. I did try using move objects and that does work better. You just have to try and not have the kind of like seams showing through it so it doesn't look glitchy. And thankfully the routing worked fine, but I don't know if there maybe is a non-cheaty way to do this, but yeah, again, it probably is just because I'm not a dedicated builder. But it is pretty cool how easy it is to just make a wall completely lined with books, especially if you're, say, making a library, then I think this kit is something that is going to appeal to you a lot. Oh yeah, and there's just some extra footage of me messing with the book pile, just stacking them higher and higher. Yeah, I highly doubt there's a limit. I just kept going, I was like, okay, I think I got the point across. Now we come to the closing thoughts section of this video. So overall, I think these kits are decent additions. Personally, I do like the Grunge one more, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority with that one since I'm more of a Create a Sim person and most people seem to prefer building, but both of these kits come in at 25 items each, which I would say is slightly better than average for kits. But I still don't feel like there are enough items overall to make it worth half the price of a stuff pack. I guess that will always be the case though. I doubt they're ever going to consistently increase the item count to like 30 plus. But at least the kits, in my opinion, are overall getting better, even though I still despise the business practice behind them. I really hope they give the clutter kits a break for a while though. We've been getting so many of those lately, and of course, more Create a Sim ones too, because from fall of last year until now, we've had only 2 Create a Sim kits, and then all the rest have been billed. Until we had that recent vote lately for the community kits, I was getting legit worried that not only were they ditching gameplay kits, but Create a Sim ones too, and it would just be build ones from now on. I feel like with The Sims 4, we have gotten a lot of athleisure-ish wear, which even though I do like that type of fashion, even I am getting tired of that. So it is nice to see the Grunge Revival kit change things up some, even though, yeah, you totally can compare it to Werewolves. There are a couple of items where they do look like they would fit in pretty well with that pack especially, but I think overall Werewolves does have a more torn up and tattered look, especially considering like, oh, it's meant to go with werewolves transforming, and especially the first time the clothes might look a bit rough, out of shape. But then if like every other pack was grunge, then okay, yeah, then it would be too much. We don't want it to be like the next athleisure wear, but I don't think that has a particularly high chance of happening. The goth one could end up being similar, assuming that wins the Create a Sim portion of the kits vote, but we've barely seen anything of what will actually be in that, because that was just concept art. It might not even make it into the game. Also, I would like to see some kits released individually again instead of them always being doubled up each time. It is a little much. But now with these last 2 kits of the quarter out, we are done with new content for quarter 2 of 2023, so now to, I guess, look forward to whatever is coming out this summer. Hopefully a game pack will be next. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on these 2 kits in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!